Hello YouTube, this is Silver Age Dave. Today is Thursday, a day after Comic Book Day, best day of the week. And I'm sitting here, I am having a little bit of a quick liquid lunch. I got my Bud Light I just got going on. And I'm going to do a shout out support video today for a Poor Man's Comics. He's got a 225 subscriber contest. He's already up to 257. Hopefully we can get him bumped up a little higher. Great contest he's got going on, 18 sub US and Canada. Wants a video, comment, and a link, which is just something you should always do. He's asking for your best 2018 pickups, at least 10 of them, and or bargain bin targets, things that you look for. And if you do one of those, you get, I think, one entry. If you do both of those, and I think you get 3 entries, but we'll follow his rules. I will link. This contest runs through July 29th, so that one, you know, we've got a few days left on it. This is Poor Man Comics homepage, and this is his contest video. It's very nice. We'll expand that. He's got all the rules there. Okay, so they're, you know, towards the bottom is the 1 entry and the 3 entry thing. So here he is. Great guy.
Hello YouTube, it's a Poor Man's Comics with finally my subs contest. This is my 225 subs contest. It's been a long time coming, and it took me forever to do this because I finally was able to find the time. Thank you for hanging around.
Very nice
It's been
guy.
quite a journey since I started doing videos on YouTube.
See, and I'm going to stop him there. You can listen to the rest, but basically we all start somewhere. There's so many great people out there watching YouTube, and then at some point, maybe you decide I want to make videos, and then all of a sudden things happen differently, but it's such a great community. Whichever end of the continuum you're on, it's just wonderful to be part of. So thank you, Poor Man's, for putting together the contest. It's, you know, anytime I enter a contest, I always describe them as community appreciation events, and that's really what they are, is a way to shout out and give back, and just, you know, there's so much going on right now. I'm going to have a contest roundup coming up soon, and we'll talk about that another time. Maybe later today I'll put that out. So you know, I'm gonna do both of these things. Bargain bin targets. I gotta tell you, I do hit the bargain bins when I go to a comic book store. I'm looking at the 50-cent and dollar bins, and you know, my biggest disappointment is when I see a really good book I have and it's in the dollar bin. That's always a disappointment for me. If I spent $4 or $5 on a book 6 months ago and now it's in the dollar bin in nice shape. But I don't really have a specific target in there. When I go through those bins, I'm always looking for 20 or 25 cent or 35 cent. Recently, I picked up a 35 center that should have been a 30 center. I'm in Toledo, Ohio, and so that's always a target of mine. But really just looking at the old stuff, you know. It's amazing to me when you can pay $5 for a brand new comic book, or you can pay $5 for something of a, you know, more historic nature. So moving to the best 2018 pickups, because it ties in. This is a book that I picked up, and I'm going to say scratch my head, and I think I picked it up at the Toledo Comic Con earlier this year. My memory sometimes fails me, but I think I got this one there. And I was talking or chatting last night. I was on the ETA Nick and Patrick and Anthony chat with the dudes. I was in the chat, and they were asking about your favorite covers, and I had kind of thrown out there showcase number 24, which Knights of Old knew, you know, almost immediately. It was a pink Mothman character in there, but I love the aliens. I love these oddities. So anytime I can pick up a cover like this, this one I paid less than $5 for, and it's just a beautiful thing. I mean, I just love these, and you know, this one came out of the same bin at that Toledo Comic Con, and there were a whole bunch of other ones. So, you know, if I could pay $5 for this or $5 for a brand new comic, I still am in the LCS. As much as I'm saying, oh, I'm stopping that, I'm cutting it down drastically. You know, you can ask my LCS owners; they'll feel it when I am completely out. But you know, it's when I see something like this for the same price. I'm not saying like the good old days were always good, but there's just a lot of heart that went into these books back then, in the colors and just everything about them I do love. So that's a great pickup. 5 minutes in, so I'm going to try to hustle up a little bit. This is one that I picked up relatively recently. This is a great recall or inappropriate cover, Elf number 48. It's a second copy, but I picked this up on the cheap, and it's just a great one to have. You know, how this thing got through, you know, you got this approved by the Comic Code, and then they let something like this get through. I don't understand, but I'd love to have 10 of these someday. So what are you going to do? It's just a great cover, great pickup this year. I didn't pay all that much for it. This was, again, I'm pretty certain this was this year. I traded off a Hulk 181 and a whole bunch of other things, and I picked up this Showcase 22 and the Justice League #1. These came from a very good friend, Brad, who owns Flotsam. It's a comic book and gaming. He's got all kinds of crazy treasures in there. Record albums, you name it. He's got all kinds of funky, cool things. But he did me a real solid, and I think he made out pretty well on it. When I traded that Hulk 181, obviously the values have gone crazy this year. I've got a bunch of them, so it's no big deal. I really never thought I'd own one of these. Alex Comic Quarter, I think, was in the market for this around the same time, and Matt Thanatos was coming along about the same time. So it's a great one to have. I just love it. And the Justice League #1, I wasn't really looking for it, but you know, again, just an amazing book to have. So this year, those things, those books are ones that I'm really just grateful to have, you know, on my side. This book I picked up. I happened to be visiting Rupp's Comics in Fremont, Ohio. The owner there is a super cool guy, Chris, and I did an unboxing video on this, but he gave me just an incredible price on this, too good to pass up, and so I was happy to add that to the collection. This was one of my big scores this year, Rifleman #10. This one came up on the chat yesterday in conversation also. Patrick had talked about it briefly, but Rifleman #10, I call it Big Wood, but Hold My Log. I've heard all kinds of names for this comic book. It's just an amazing one. Again, inappropriate at best, but as I've said before, Chuck Connors is the proudest guy on screen. Look how happy he is. It just cracks me up every time I see it. This one I picked up. I think I got this for $1 out of a dollar bin. I made a video about Phantom of the Attic, which was, I believe, in Pittsburgh, and I went through. I made an LCS tour video, but I picked this up out of their dollar bin, and it reminded me of Joker 68, and so I actually kept this one out. I'm always happy to see it. Always smiling, always happy, always with a great attitude. Look at that. That is not Thomas the Train. I think he's up to no good, but that's a cool one for $1. I loved it. This was another pickup. I know it's not a comic book, but for me it might as well be. This is another book I picked up. This was I'm going to call it a bargain bin because it was sitting on a table. They had 3 of these things, and I don't think I paid $1 each. I think I paid $2 for 3 of them, and they had them for $1. I said, hey, we'll take $2 for all 3, and they said, yeah, it's fine. So things like this will take you back in time, and they're just so much fun to look through and try to remember the cars that you had. This is apparently 1978. Well, it says it right on the catalog, doesn't it? So that's a great addition to the comic room. This one, boy, I'm shouting out these guys a lot. We could actually say Paper Time Machine for Patrick Luther Manning on that one. And then this one, I'm going to shout out Anthony Reaper Tate. Those guys are obviously all big EC fans. And so this is actually a funny one. And these came out of a bargain bin too. This I had before, but we talk about homage covers. And I happened to find this Scooby-Doo, which I didn't even know about, but it was in a dollar bin. And we've got the Crypt Reaper, the Vampire, and the Monster. And I just thought that was pretty darn funny. I like that. And the Simpsons one with Radioactive Man, Lisa, and Maggie. And I just thought it was a neat cover. And it's you know, stealing a whole lot of stuff on that cover, but the EC homage was kind of cool. So, you know, again, the dollar bin stuff is really great. Then I had a haul. This isn't a comic, but it's certainly comic related. I had a collection, partial collection I bought from a guy just recently, and he had this mobile, and I'm going to eventually get some dental floss or some kind of string, and I'm going to string this together and hang it up. I'm really happy about it. It'll eventually look like that. And that says 1997 on it, but it looks great. It's in very good shape, and so I'm excited to have that here in the comic room. And then one of my, I don't know if I'm showing 10, I'm covering a lot of ground. One of my favorite things, we'll stick that over here on the side. One of my favorite pickups this year, I got this book. I think I paid $5 for it, and my original one is around here somewhere. From when I was a kid, but this is a beat up one, and why I paid $5 is it happened to have the diorama on the back was in perfect condition, and so I went through, and I'm thank goodness I actually filmed putting this thing together. I had never seen a diorama complete before, and I didn't know what it would look like, and I filmed myself making it. It took forever, and I edited it down, but it's one of my favorite pickups this year is this Goofy Treasury limited collector edition. That is C37, and it's a great book to have if you don't have one. The book itself is very readable. It's like a cover. Might as well, if you called it a coverless, it'd be perfect. You can read the whole story, but that diorama is worth the price of admission. So those are the things I'm grateful for. You guys know I buy collections. I'm always working on collections. So for me to pick out 10 that are my best is really an impossibility because I do love them all. But for that's my list. Poor Man's Comics, thank you so much for hosting this great community appreciation event. I hope lots of people take advantage of it, and I hope lots more that don't make videos will sub you up. You've got a great channel. I do enjoy it, and look forward to your videos. So he does support the community. You do see him in chats, and he's very active. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Give him a try. There's his homepage. With that, Silver Age Dave, Poor Man's Comics shout out support video. Silver is out.